1 year ago, I started this Skyblock Let's Play. I was feeling incredibly down, just overall burnt out. But my biggest inspiration was Technoblade. His Hypixel Skyblock series, and specifically that little speech he used at the start, was just so inspirational and is the reason I started doing this. And I mean, look at where we are now. And probably one of my favorite pieces of content from him was the Potato War. And so, in honor of that, today, I'm gonna try and farm 100,000 potatoes. Scratch that. Not try to farm 100,000 potatoes. I will farm 100,000 potatoes. I'm not putting this video out until I get that done. The hardest part about this all is going to be the lack of dirt, or at least the need for dirt. You see, potatoes grow on dirt, and there's void everywhere. I can't get dirt very easily. So what I need to do is grind dirt. And if you're new here, this problem is very easily solved. There's a little trick using moss, which turns stone into podzol, which then you can mine for dirt. And I'm about to show it off, in the form of a time-lapse. Because that's the best way to get hours of progress done in 10 seconds. The process here is by smelting cobblestone into stone, then placing all that stone, turning it into moss with bone meal, and then growing spruce trees on it, which turns it into podzol. Well, that was successful. I've got my sugar boxes here, and I've got a bunch of trees that I'm too lazy to cut down. But in this white sugar box is 27 stacks of dirt. Now, it's not 100,000, but I don't need 100,000 dirt. Potatoes regrow, or at least I plant new ones. And I think this is the most dirt I've ever had at one time in this series, so hey, 1 year episode, making big progress. I have like 23 extra, doesn't fit in the sugar box though. So with that, it's time to make the farm itself. Because I've got a full sugar box of dirt that I'm using, it's going to be about 1,728 square blocks of dirt. So I'll have to farm it like 90 times or something. What if I sign myself up for? Now thankfully I don't really have to clear out an area for this because I have the void, which is a perfect area to plant potatoes. Void potatoes. I've already got like a little island back here, so it kind of makes sense to just build off of this and make this farm, right? Well, I'll get to it. Time for another time lapse. Well, here's our field. It's a little smaller than I thought it would be. But hey, now it's hoed. I can do even better with that. With another jump cut, we've got it planted. Wait, what? Oh no, I think we've got an issue here. Well, to no one's surprise, I don't just happen to have 1.7 thousand potatoes sitting around my base. So our nice little potato patch is, you know, about that like 1/12 of its capacity. This is gonna be annoying, but easily fixable. Kinda like the dirt problem. This one takes a lot less work though. I think I actually haven't done this in a while. Now, around my Skyblock Island, I have many different farms. One of them being the Nether farm. Now this farm gives me a lot of stuff like blaze rods and skeleton stuff. And that skeleton stuff is what I need. I've managed to get a bunch of bone blocks, which is very easy bone meal. Can you see it yet? Using this magical white substance of creation, I can just create some instantly grown potatoes, which means I can fully plant the field. And I now realize this is gonna take a while. Dang it. Time lapse number 3. This is gonna get tedious. Now before all this, I had like 1,000, 2,000 mined potatoes and like 5,000, 6,000 picked up potatoes. My goal is to have 100,000 picked up potatoes because that's how it works. And I have a feeling we're gonna get pretty close pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon. It's probably gonna be like 2 or 3 days of doing this. But the thing that is cool is that because some of these have been placed longer than others, the further you get over, like it's kind of like a sloped gradient. Just a thing I noticed. Actually, let's check how many potatoes we have picked up right now. That would be 7,000. So 93,000 to go. I'm gonna have a fun few nights and days and afternoons and noons and mornings because it's summer break. I do have a job though, that kind of interferes with it. I do need to get like a storage system for all these set up, as well as just like everything. What the heck was ghosts? Okay, if there's ghosts in my potato farm, I better get working because I need to pull them all out. They're like weeds, you know. It's the thing the farmers don't tell you about. They have to get ghost repellent and everything. It's the worst. So I'm gonna get all this stuff set up, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. or tomorrow noon, or tomorrow afternoon. Could be any time. Could be the next day as well, who knows? Well, it actually is the next morning now, and our harvest is ready. I mean, look at this. This is quite a lot of potatoes. Before this harvest, I've only got about this much in this one chest, so let's find out how many we get. This is gonna be a lot of potatoes. The longer this goes on, the more and more respect I get for Technoblade for farming 500 million potatoes. Now we're currently at two double chests full. It takes them out to replant the field. And this means we're at like, how many are we at now? 14,000. Alright, it's progress. But I can definitely do better than this. This is quite slow. And I'm realizing now, instead of making this giant, 1.7 thousand square block potato farm, I really should just made like a half automatic machine. The ones with bone meal and stuff. The thing I'm about to make right now. I'm obviously going to keep the farm here, because I mean, like, that gave me like 7,000 potatoes picked up. That's amazing. But if it can be faster, I need it to be faster. I can't spend like my entire like summer break farming potatoes on my Skyblock island. So, Technoblade spent like a year, but I think farming potatoes 24/7. That man was insane. Now, while I could make a fully automatic potato farm, it gets like less than 1,000 per hour, which is not what I want. So I plan on making one of those ones where you just like place it and it gets grown by bone meal and then broken and just does that, because that's super efficient. Now I need to find a design, and I'm probably just gonna say it in overdub while doing a time lapse of building the thing. But I also need to figure out my source of bone meal for this, because I did end up using a lot of my bone block storage. So I've got 2 stacks. I've also got a bunch of bones here. All right, this should be a lot of bone meal, right? Yeah, this is a lot of bone meal. All right, yeah, 2 stacks and 43 bone blocks. That's gonna be nice. So let's build this farm. Whee! Ow. Ow. Don't fly in F5. I don't know if they designed the farm, but I got this design from a YouTube video by someone called Gamer Corey. So if you want to see this farm, check them out. I don't know who originally created it. Hey, maybe they did. Don't know. But the farm does work. If I flip this switch, it starts going, and as you see, nothing is going out because there's nothing to be used. But if I start holding down the right click button here, the potatoes just start growing. Infinite potatoes. So many. And so it'll usually be like, I don't know, 1 to 3 bone meal per potato. So, hey, that's a lot of potatoes I'm getting. And each growth is actually multiple potatoes. So I just get a bunch from this. So I'm just going to shut this off quickly. And I guess we get time-lapsing? I mean, yeah, that's what I seem to be doing this episode. I mean, growing potatoes is not a very entertaining thing. Though, making all these developments and trying new things isn't entertaining. Time-lapse it is, though. Well, I'm gonna be honest. It was quite fast, but I think it may have been a waste of bone meal. Counting everything I got in the chest in my inventory, this is all I got. Which was pretty fast, I will say, and, pretty, labor-free. But if I used that much bone meal on this, I probably could have harvested the whole field. Which is a lot more. It's like 1.5 inventories. Actually, maybe 2. Yeah, it's 2. So, I may have just spent some time building that, but, it was not worth it. Hey, we're up to 16,000 though. This is gonna take such a long time. The one thing that has been nice about this so far is been able to use my epic netherite hoe, which is a basically waste of time and has Curse of Vanishing on it. It's like the worst thing you could ever make netherite, but I did. And I totally don't regret it. I guess I really just need to farm this thing over and over and over and over again. So hey, that's encouraging. Takes quite a long time to grow, and the thing is, if I go anywhere else, like if I want to get bone meal, it means having this unloaded, so it's a waste of time. If I want to go, like, I don't know, get more dirt, this is probably going to be unloaded, so it's going to be a waste of time. It's a bit rough. I think for now, what I'm actually going to do is just leave this running in the background as like a time-lapse, basically, and start editing the video. the most meta video ever, talking about editing it in the video. So, let's farm some potatoes and make some content. So I got straight to work, but it turns out I might not be very good at the whole, you know, making content thing, because I farmed 70,000 potatoes in those time lapses. I mean, like, the thing with Minecraft content now is you're supposed to tell, like, a story that's supposed to be ups and downs, stuff that you have to get over. You don't just go farm, like, 3/4 of the thing in a 15-second time lapse. But, hey, it is nice to make a bunch of progress, you know? To be more exact, we are currently at 73,000, so I've got 27,000 more potatoes to farm. It's actually not bad at all. It just, you know, takes a bit of time. I did find a better way to actually collect the potatoes. Instead of having to go mine them all manually, by using water, I can actually just break them all pretty easily. And that's why there's these fences here and everything to catch the potatoes and stop the water. It looks bad, but it's worth it. This is like one of the first times I've set myself a big goal in Skyblock, and I'm actually going to complete it in the video. Because, I mean, like, I made this tower, but I said it was going to be world height. It's like halfway there. I built a tree farm. I don't think it's as big as I wanted it to be. Honestly, this whole Skyblock island is not as big as I wanted it to be. So, you know, I'm really a bit of a letdown, but hey, 1 year in, I'm finally finishing my project. As much as I love to, you know, wax poetic about how grateful I am for the support I've reached on this series, I need to farm these potatoes. But I don't think you guys really want another time-lapse. I mean, you've watched like 7 this video. Probably higher than that, gonna be honest. And this is the Doovid YouTube channel, not the time-lapse YouTube channel. So it's time to do the vid and farm some more potatoes. And I'm gonna signify that with a special presentation. That's right, folks. Instead of a jump cut or a time-lapse, it's like a school presentation in front of a time-lapse. And what's that? We've got stuff to show? We don't. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is a graph. Okay. Oh, I'm getting word now. This is, we're ready to go. This is the end of the news broadcast slideshow school presentation. I'm David, and I've got to go back to the field. A news broadcast slideshow school presentation. These potatoes have gone to my brain. I'm going insane, man. But we have made progress, and that progress is significant. See, we've got a lot of potatoes here. There's just a lot of them. Also, poisonous potatoes. A lot of those. But we are incredibly close now. In fact, we're at 99,000 potatoes picked up. This is, very, very awesome. But I do need to start thinking about what I'm going to do with all of these potatoes. I mean, this is a lot of potatoes. Who needs 100,000 potatoes in Skyblock? I mean, they're a good food source early game, but this is late game Skyblock. I don't need 100,000 potatoes. Yeah, we'll get a bunch of villager trades, though. I can't believe this little patch and that little farm over there have made a total of 99,000 potatoes. Well, technically it's like 80,000 or something, because I had like... No, it's like, it's 90,000, because I had like 7,000 potatoes before farming that. Was it 7,000 or 1? It's been multiple days. I already forgot what I recorded at the start of this video. But, there are some grown potatoes out here, and I'm impatient. So, let's get 100,000. Okay. I can't believe I'm about to pass this. Alright. Let me put my potatoes in here with the poisonous potatoes. This has got to be special. This is going to be the 100,000th potato in 1.20 Skyblock. On June 23rd, 2022, I started this Skyblock series. And today, on June probably 30th or 31st, I don't know, I've reached 100,000 potatoes. Look at that beautiful number. I need to commemorate this potato. This is a special potato. The 100,000th potato. Oh, and this totally needs to go in my museum. Across from the poor helmet, which is still a pretty funny thing, is going to be the 100,000th potato in my Skyblock series. And to think, the only reason I'm here is because Technoblade did a semi-serious gag at the beginning of a Hypixel Skyblock episode. Thanks, Technoblade. And well, with the challenge done, I just want to say thank you for a year of 1.19 and now 1.20 Skyblock. Thank you for the immense support, which has basically saved my channel from being quit. And thank you to all the people I met along the way who've been incredibly nice and kind. And most of all, thank you to Technoblade for just being incredible. Rest in peace, man.